So, have you ever tried filming on your iPhone only to end up with shaky, unprofessional looking shots like this? Well, if you have, don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how to get smooth, cinematic, Hollywood-style shots using your iPhone and a gimbal. So, whether you're shooting YouTube videos, short films, or just want better looking footage, I'm going to show you everything you need to know, from camera settings to gimbal movements to color grading. A big thanks to HOEM for sponsoring this video. I'm going to be shooting everything on the iPhone 15 Pro Max as well as the HOEM M7. Okay, let's jump straight in with step number 1. Now, before we can even talk about camera movement, we need to make sure that our iPhone is set up correctly. It doesn't matter how good your gimbal shots are. If your camera settings are wrong, your footage just won't look cinematic. Now, the problem that we have is that the default iPhone camera app doesn't give you full manual control. You don't have control over shutter speed, frame rate, or color settings. So instead of using the default camera app, I'm going to be using the Blackmagic app. It's free and gives you full manual control over your camera settings, basically turning your iPhone into a professional filmmaking camera. These are the settings to choose in the Blackmagic app. Resolution set to 4K for the best image quality. Format HEVC. These are much smaller file sizes compared to ProRes, but still give you high quality footage. Color profile, we're going to go with Apple Log. This is going to give us a flatter, more washed out image, which we will be color grading later. Don't worry, I'll show you exactly how. Frame rate, 24 frames per second. Standard for cinematic films, and shutter speed 1/48, which is double our frame rate, following the 180-degree rule for natural looking motion blur. Now, with these camera settings, your footage might look too bright, especially in daylight. That's where an ND filter comes in. It's like sunglasses for your camera, helping you keep that professional cinematic look without having to crank your shutter speed. Okay, step number 2 is to shoot in a cinematic aspect ratio. One big difference between video and Hollywood films is aspect ratio. Your iPhone shoots in a standard 16:9 ratio, but feature films are much wider, like 2.35 to 1 or 2.40 to 1. This makes your shots feel much more cinematic. Now, option 1 is to fake this aspect ratio using black bars. You can simply add cinematic bars to the top and the bottom of your footage in the edit like this. Don't worry, I will leave a link to where you can download some free cinematic bars in the description below. And option number 2 is to use an anamorphic lens. If you want to take this even further, you can use an anamorphic lens. I'm using this one here by Freewell. This physically squeezes the image, giving you a wider, more cinematic look. And the great thing about the Blackmagic app is that it has a built-in de-squeeze option so that your footage looks perfect straight out of camera. Okay, step number 3, master cinematic gimbal moves. Okay, so now that we have our camera set up properly, let's move on to what truly makes our shots feel cinematic and Hollywood, and that is camera movement. Now, the beauty of using a gimbal like the HOEM M7 is that not only does it help eliminate shake and create smooth professional camera moves, but it can also carry the heavier payload of this setup with ease. With smaller, more compact gimbals, as soon as you start to add lenses, microphones, or any other accessories, this can put huge strain on the motors, ultimately affecting the smoothness of your shots. The M7, however, can easily take this payload, a real workhorse this one, perfect for more professional shoots. Now, here are some must-know gimbal techniques that will instantly make your shots look much more cinematic. Okay, number 1 is mastering the basics. Now, if you're new to gimbal movements, then the best place to start is with the fundamentals. You don't need fancy, complex shots to create something cinematic. Often, the simplest moves are the most effective, and one of the best beginner-friendly techniques is the push forward, where you slowly move the camera towards your subject or focal point. This creates a natural sense of depth, draws the viewer into the scene, and adds a professional polish to your shots. The key to nailing a basic gimbal movement comes down to 3 main factors. The first is composition. Composition is everything, so before you start moving, take a moment to frame your shot properly. Consider the rule of thirds, leading lines, and the overall balance of elements in your scene.
A defined focal point. Your audience needs something to focus on, whether it's a person, an object, or a point of interest in the environment. Having a clear subject ensures the shot feels intentional and engaging. Smooth, controlled movement. Now this is where a lot of beginners get it wrong. Avoid rushing your movements or making sudden changes in speed or direction. Instead, move at a steady, deliberate pace. Keep your arms relaxed and use slow, fluid movements to maintain stability. When starting out, resist the urge to overcomplicate your shots. Many people think that cinematic footage requires elaborate camera movements, but the reality is less is more. A well-executed simple move can be far more impactful than a shaky, overcomplicated one. Okay, number 2, slow, smooth movements. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is moving too fast. Cinematic shots are controlled, steady, and slow. There's absolutely a time and a place for shots pushing forward where you're walking, but equally, don't forget to capture slower, more subtle movements. Take this shot of the phone box and church, for example. The gimbal and camera movement is very slow, allowing the audience to take in this location without it feeling rushed and chaotic. No need to move your feet with these shots. All the movement is coming from the arms and upper body. These shots work great for detailed shots where you want the audience to focus on one thing. Maybe some writing to reveal your location, or a sign giving information and helping tell a story. A parallax movement works best for this. Place your focal point in the center of frame and slowly start to orbit around it for a subtle but cinematic shot. Also, notice the way that I'm holding the gimbal. I'm not clinging onto it like my life depends on it. Just a gentle grip with room to let the gimbal move for smoother movements. Okay, number 3, change height levels. Instead of keeping your camera at eye level the whole time, start low and rise up. This is a shot used in many Hollywood films, so we'll add some serious production value to your videos. Be sure to use depth and foreground with these shots. Start low with something in the foreground and then slowly rise up to reveal your background or focal point. Keep your movement smooth and consistent. Pro tip here, before hitting record, set your focus, exposure, and framing for the end of your shot. Then start low and slowly lift the gimbal to avoid any unwanted changes in focus or exposure while maintaining a smooth and well-composed shot. Okay, number 4, storytelling. Always think about storytelling when it comes to camera movement. So rather than just cutting to things and leaving no intrigue, try slowly revealing them to your audience. Take this shot here, for example. It starts pointing down towards the ground. We get a nice sense of movement as the camera pushes forward, and we then tilt up to reveal our location. This is a great way to set the scene. But don't just do this for the sake of it. For example, this shot here starts pointing down but looks really ugly. We've got road markings, a giant spillage, and horse manure. Nice. We then tilt up to reveal the phone box and church. So when doing camera movements like this, ensure that the shot looks good from start to finish and not just at the end. You can also try the opposite approach. Start with the camera facing up and tilting down whilst pushing forward. This creates a similar effect but with a different perspective. Also, focus on what's not in the shot as well as what is in the shot. For example, these road markings are a little distracting for such an historic location. So if I just push forward a little more to remove them from the shot, we now have a cleaner, less distracting composition. Or this shot here, low to the ground, pushing forward over these leaves. This shot has a white car to the left of frame, which is distracting and again kills the historic vibe of this shot. So I'm simply going to reframe this shot and push forward a little more so that the car is no longer in frame. Much better.
Okay, step number 4, let's color grade for a cinematic look. Okay, so now let's take all of this footage which looks flat and washed out and turn it into something that looks much more professional and cinematic using color grading.
Okay, step 1, convert Apple Log to Rec 2020. Apple Log footage looks super flat straight out of the camera. So before we start grading, we need to bring it back to a more natural look. So since I shot this in 4K HDR, I'm using a Rec 2020 conversion LUT. This will bring the footage back to a more normal looking color space whilst preserving details in the highlights and shadows. Step 2, apply a cinematic look or a LUT. So now that we have the footage in the right color space, we can add a cinematic grade. I'll be using one of my custom LUTs from my cinematic LUT pack for this. Nothing too heavy, less is more. Just want to subtly enhance the look. About there. If you'd like to try out any of my color grading presets, I will leave a link in the description below.
So there you have it. Using just a few simple tips and techniques, you can turn your videos from looking cheap and amateur to something much more cinematic. If you found this this video useful, do let me know, give it the old thumbs up. And if you'd like to learn more about shooting cinematic videos using your phone, then be sure to check out this video here. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.